Recently, if you had asked us about the history of the Pisco Sour, we would have told you that the Pisco Sour was invented by Victor Morris at his bar in Lima during the 1920s. But a recent discovery of a Peruvian cookbook from 1903 made us question everything we thought we knew about the origin of the Pisco Sour. Let's explore the subject more so you can draw your own conclusions about the origin of this delicious foamy cocktail.
It is widely believed that this man here on your screen, Victor Vaughen Morris, invented the Pisco Sour. Born in Salt Lake City, he traveled to Peru to work for the Cerro de Pasco Railway Company in 1903. In 1915, he moved to Lima and founded Morris's Bar. Located in downtown Lima, his bar served as a gathering spot for the Peruvian upper class and English-speaking foreigners. The widespread belief is that Morris invented the Pisco Sour at this bar. However, this cookbook, El Nuevo Manual de Cocina la Criolla, which in English means New Manual of Creole Cooking, suggests that the origin of the Pisco Sour may be a traditional cocktail made in Lima over 100 years ago. This cookbook was brought to my attention by Nico Vera from the Pisco Society, who came across a tweet by Franco Cavachi from Pitahaya Bar in Lima, in which he posted a picture of a Peruvian cookbook from 1903, which had recipes for 2 of the cocktails in the book. One of the recipe calls for an egg white, a glass of pisco, a teaspoon of fine sugar, and a few drops of lime as desired. Now, doesn't that sound like a Pisco Sour? It has all the ingredients with the exception of the Angostura bitters and perhaps ice. Also, it uses fine sugar instead of simple syrup. Despite the obvious similarities, the cocktail was not yet called the Pisco Sour. But what makes this cocktail recipe really significant is that it was published at least some 17 years before Victor Morris started making the famous drink at his bar in Lima. So if this recipe was published in 1903, isn't it likely that the cocktail was being made in Lima even earlier? Without any documents, it's very difficult to answer that question. But what we can say with certainty is that this Peruvian cookbook shows that a version of the Pisco Sour has been enjoyed in Lima for over 100 years. So now, if you ask any of us about the history of the Pisco Sour, we will have to mention this cookbook, in addition to the work done by Victor Morris and many others. The information I just shared with you about the origin of Peru's most famous cocktail will allow you to draw your own conclusions about the subject. Either way, it is an interesting twist in a long-held belief about the history of Pisco in Peru. There is no activity after this lesson. You will find it at the end of lesson 22. Thank you.